So I'll orient you real quick on the property. We're looking south here. I just took the video on the other side of this hill of Afton. Here's the barn. And here's the property. We're looking north now. The highway is over here on the right-hand side, and the Salt River is over here. We'll take a closer look at that in a little bit. The gentleman who built this house was a real craftsman, almost to a fanatical point. There's a lot of little details in here. It's a lot of cherry wood. Very, very beautiful woods were used. And his craftsmanship was exquisite. This is coming up to the front door of the house. There's a door downstairs, obviously, also for access, but here is the Salt River. The property line actually runs through where that buck rail fence is over there, up the hill, down here, through that island, and then over here, down to where that culvert comes right before that, right around there. And then it goes up the middle of the highway here. This is the Narrows. As you come through here, you come into Thane. So you're just south of Thane. The buck rail goes all the way up the hill. The property line goes up to there and then down to the road. And that is where the fiber has been run to, that post there. So if you wanted to run it down into the house, that's something that they could do for you.
Like I said, I'll just bring it to Angela. So I ask people what it is. I'm like, I only need is a tire on my bike. They're like, oh, bring it to RPM. Really?
Huge cathedral ceilings here. Blinds covering it right now. This is some of the detail we were talking about on the craftsmanship. Views from inside. Fireplace runs off propane, as does the oven. Kitchen granite counters. Beautiful. Separate deck out here that takes you around to the guest house. We'll go out there in just a minute. They have birds upstairs. That's what you're hearing. So 2 bedrooms back here. Here's the bathroom. Bedroom number 1. It's hard for you to appreciate this, but this wood is just, all of it's just been done beautifully. People don't use good wood anymore. It's usually cheap wood these days. Sorry for the clomping on my cowboy boots. Hope it's not too distracting. Oh, all the rooms have these cove heaters in them. They use very little electricity. They actually heat the room by heating all the objects in the room. So you get heat without air blowing around, and it's pretty nice. So each room can set its own temperature. Helps you control your heating bill as well, obviously. So back to the front door. This is where I just came in. This is the main family room. Again, look at the flooring. Just beautiful. So this is the upstairs. If these blinds were open, you'd be able to see the mountains and the Salt River from all the locations in here. This is a really small, technically a bedroom because it does have a closet, but it's more like an office space. Nice floor to ceiling windows in here. And the master. Electric fireplace in here. You've got a balcony. Small balcony, but a balcony you can stick a couple chairs on there. You can see the views over the mountains there. It's a Wyoming range. And your bathroom. And this is the view as you're using your bathroom. Floor to ceiling windows in here. Just gorgeous. Granite countertops in here. Shower tub. And walk-in closet. The garage is downstairs. It's a 2-car garage. This is a huge deck outside, right off the kitchen. Turn it around in a second to show you that. So that's the kitchen access out here. And you'll have a place to put your dogs. They're taking that with them, but you could set yours up the same way if you wanted to. Hi there. Hi there. And this is the guest house. So you've got a little kitchenette here. It's just adorable in here. Wood stove. You have a wood stove in the basement of the house too. I forgot to mention that. Loft upstairs. This is a bath with a shower only in here. And this is the loft upstairs. So you could hear there is some highway noise outside, but you don't really hear it at all in the house. Beautiful wood floors in here as well. And then we'll walk out to the barn.
Marlo.
They have German Shepherds and a Great Dane.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, they'll like seeing the dogs.
All right, come on. What do you come?
We'll head on down to the barn and I'll explain some of the improvements that they've done since they bought the house in 2014. This land used to go back right to the back of this barn. And they improved it by excavating all the land back here. He brought in all the lava rocks and created quite a bit of space back here. Up above there, you can actually drive around this entire thing. So, here is the massive barn. Enough room for all your toys. As you can see, he's got his in here. It's a 50 by 60, I think, something like that. They had the kayaks, they actually dropped them in down the river down here and go rafting or kayaking. You only have one neighbor, it's just that house and this one on this entire section here that's divided by the highway and the river. Small river here, which ranks, if I'm not mistaken, among the top 10 fly fishing rivers in Wyoming. And he improved this land here. When he bought it, it was just a slope down to the river. Very hard to navigate and take care of. So when they excavated at the barn, he had them bring in lava rocks here and use the dirt behind the barn to backfill all this in. And he's planted cherry trees and apple trees. They're heading into their third season, if I remember him correctly telling me that. Those were the owners you saw just a little bit ago. I'm gonna walk y'all down to the river. It's a pretty unique home. If the noise from the highway doesn't bother you, then you're gonna love everything else about it for sure. It's pretty special. So here's the river. Again, for perspective, there's the house up there. I'm gonna grab onto the buck rail so I don't bust it in my cowboy boots with no tread on the bottom. There we go. here's the river access. It's a little steep here, but you can see the river flowing. And the real estate signs down here for the people who drift by. So you will have people going through on drift boats here. And down on the other end is where they put the kayaks in. This is also, you're gonna have moose through here all the time. Moose love this marshy land with the willows in it. That's their favorite home. You'll see plenty of moose, and I imagine quite a few elk coming through here as well. But the moose will stay all winter, because in the winter this river is going to have steam coming up from it, because it's fed by hot springs. So our rivers don't freeze here really in the winter because of all the geothermal activity. So I'm under where the house is now. And we're walking down, not quite to the property line. There you go for a little river access right there. They said the gentleman before them poured a little concrete pad here too that you can kind of step on in order to get in the river. There you go, folks. Now you gotta go rent A River Runs Through It with Robert Redford. Watch him fly casting. Hope this gives you a better feel for the property. It's pretty unique.